Hello Pisces, and welcome to your love reading. Before we begin, this could be past, present or future energy, but for me as a reader, the energy truly begins as soon as you are guided towards watching this video. This message will resonate if it is meant for you. If it does not resonate, please be sure to check your Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus and Jupiter, as they are all important regarding love. If you feel divinely guided towards a personal reading with me, that information will also be in the description box below. So let's get started in your energy, Pisces. We now open ourselves up to the energy that we are about to receive with love and light. Thank you for this divine guidance. So Pisces, as I ring this singing bowl, I would like you to take a long breath in and allow that sound to roll through your senses and welcome this energy within you. We are ready. Beautiful. This is a love reading, so your energy, Pisces, will be on this side and your partner's energy will be on this side. But do remember that as I'm connecting to both of your energies, that some of this may be vice versa, some of this may be interchangeable, so take it how it resonates with you and allow your intuition to guide you in your movements forward. Current situation regarding love for Pisces. The first card in your energy, Pisces, is the Death card. I wouldn't worry too much about the imagery in this card, because this card is a representation of a rebirth. This is the end of a cycle and the beginning of a new journey that is more enlightening and more suited to, I feel, your experiences that you have overcome and the challenges that you have faced. It's a completion of those challenges and a movement forward in a direction that's going to be more evolutionary to who you are and what you represent. So if you look on this card, there are 3 individuals and they are facing death. You see, there is a priest, there is someone on the ground looking away, and also someone here that is quite inquisitive and curious as to what is going on, what is about to occur. And I would say here, this is representing the way you have reacted to certain situations. This is referring to the multiple perspectives that you have formed during these situations and the reactions that you may have had. So you may have reacted at some points differently, and what you're doing now is you are assessing the way that you have reacted in these situations and choosing to move forward only in a way that really does resonate with who you are. So perhaps you're looking back and thinking, oh, some of the ways I have reacted in these situations does not represent who I am, and I would not like to bring that forward on my journey once I close this cycle. So you're changing that, and it's not so much changing actually, it's more that you're just acknowledging that you would rather be more of yourself, and some situations led you to not act in a way that truly represents who you are, and you're acknowledging that within your perception, but you're also taking here the lessons you learned through those perspectives, and you're moving forward in a way that's more evolutionary than reactionary. So this is the end of a cycle, and that's quite beautiful. So I feel this is representing a rebirth. This is your current situation regarding love. I feel here you were in some situations acting differently than what you would expect of yourself. So that's what I meant here by the different reactions. It's that you know yourself deep down to your core, and some of the ways that you reacted, just they were different and unfamiliar to who you truly are, but you're breaking that. This is you ending that. So really, this is about a previous experiences and having full closure on those experiences now, Pisces. Current situation regarding love for Pisces. Current situation for Pisces, please. Okay. We have the Seven of Pentacles as your next card. These pentacles represent commitments in your life that are long-term. They are physical manifestations of goals that you have, and those goals represent whatever you perceive as value and worth in your life. And you see, you're looking upon these goals, and there are many here and they're growing. So this is showing what you've achieved so far. But if you look upon your face, you're inquisitive. You are looking at them from a creative standpoint, I feel, and you're trying to think of ways to adapt them and to change them to be more suited to the way that the situation is evolving. So here you're not so much, this is about looking upon situations of the past, and you're just choosing to take further steps and bring them forward, and here this is something you felt is a long time coming. So for you expected this of yourself, and you've been trying to take those steps, but something for a second was holding you back, and you were patient with this. I feel you were accepting, and you were trying to be respectful and remain within your integrity here. But once that waiting period is over, you're ready here to approach these pentacles with newfound inspiration on your endeavours here. And I feel there's a lot of passion here, but it's within you, it's buried within you. And I feel like that passion, you're just waiting you're waiting for the right moment for that passion to come out of you, because you don't want this passion to go into the wrong places. So what I'm getting images here of the passion perhaps going into the bush and not the fruits of your labour, not these pentacles. And you don't want to be misguided, you don't want to be misdirected, so you want to be absolutely certain of this. And this is your current situation regarding love. So this is saying that you're in a preparation stage, I feel like, for a new level when it comes to your love interest here, Pisces. Current situation for Pisces regarding love. Wow, and that new level, Pisces, is certainly going to, I feel, be quite fertile with this card. The next card in your energy is the Empress. The Empress is the mother of the deck. She represents all of the queens combined. So here, this is you harnessing that creative energy, that passion, but also doing so with a certain level of authenticity and intelligence, inquisitiveness, and which I was feeling here, but then relating that to the unconditional love that the Empress represents and the longevity of this fertile nature, because she represents birth. She can, this queen is pregnant, but this can be, metaphorically speaking, of ideas, of new steps that you are taking, that you are going to bring and not only manifest but follow through into their stages of creation and help them grow. So these are all these ideas in your mind, Pisces, and you have built a forest behind you already. So those pentacles are behind you, but you're looking into the future at all of this land that you are going to develop, and you're doing so with a maternal energy, with a fertile energy, and the Empress again is unconditional love. So you are approaching this individual from a place of unconditional love. There's a certain permanence to this card, this divine feminine energy that you are embodying. Current situation for Pisces regarding love. The Five of Wands. You're not sure if you are ready, but you are embodying the Empress energy, but there's this little feeling within you, within your heart, I feel, that's saying, am I as big as the love that I want to represent? And it's not, in your mind, it's that you would like to represent this love, but in reality you are this love, and you have to, I feel this is about your belief system and how you have to believe that this is the embodiment, you are the Empress energy, and you are that fertile energy, and you can break through beliefs that perhaps you still need to grow. There's still more to do, because the Empress in herself, she is creation in herself. She does not have to, like the Emperor, rule an empire. She can sit on her throne and be quite self-assured with where she is going, regardless of the actions that she takes. Now, the actions that do happen quite naturally, and this is the way that this is with you, Pisces. The actions that you take, they're a natural part of your nature. They're not forced, you see. So when you look upon this, you're saying, am I ready? Am I growing? Am I enough for this journey? And really, this is, you're kind of back and forth feeling restricted about that, feeling restricted about placing those restraints on yourself. You know, so your feelings in themselves, they're restrictions, and you know that, you know they are, but you're kind of going back and forth, and you're trying to break that cycle, you're trying to end that cycle. And here, I feel with the Death card as your initial energy, you've got two major arcana here. That's saying that you are ending that cycle, you are in the process of ending that cycle, and you are going to be acknowledging the energy that you are, which here again we have the Empress, and you do realise that you are this loving figure, that you have so much love to give your partner here, but at the same time you realise and then you forget somehow. It's as though the energy becomes lost in translation at times, but you know but you don't know. It's quite a challenging energy, isn't it, Pisces? The last card in your energy, and then we are going to move forward to your partner's current situation regarding love. The next card in your energy is the Moon. The Moon here, you've been overthinking, and you see the Moon lights up the dark, and within this dark, within what you were having trouble seeing before, is this turbulent energy below. You see these waters, they are not stable, they're quite busy here, and you know that there is conflicting energy, but what you're doing is you're taking a higher perspective with this Moon card, and you're looking over this energy, and you're trying to again analyze this energy. And I feel like at some points you're overanalyzing, but you're acknowledging that. But through this overanalyzing, you have actually gained a lot of closure, and you have learnt a lot of lessons. So it's as though you do not regret the overanalysis, the analysis paralysis this can be. I feel like here you weren't so much paralysed as you were moving forward, but moving forward in a state that may have felt overwhelming to you, because you see there's water in this card. And the water is about feelings and emotions, and I feel you had to feel your emotions on such a deep level that it almost broke you with this card. But you're somehow seeing now, you're seeing in the dark, and you've gained a higher perspective here. So moving forward, coming to higher levels of understanding. Now we're going to look at your partner's current situation regarding love. Pisces partner. Pisces partner. Beautiful. The first card in your partner's energy, Pisces, is the Two of Cups. These two individuals, they look into each other's eyes and they completely understand each other, and they're able to share these cups because they have that innate emotional intelligence they share with one another. So here I feel you and your partner, it's as though you do not need to speak. You can read each other's minds, and there is just this feeling within you both that you're about to make another decision, and this decision is going to raise this relationship to, I want to say, a more serious commitment, but this commitment already feels quite serious. But there's pure intentions here within this. So you're pouring these cups now into one cup, and you're understanding each other's points of view and where you both want to go in this relationship, and you're moving forward in that direction. This can be a card of negotiation as well, so this is about you both discussing innovative ideas, because I'm seeing the way this man is dressed, innovative ideas, and she is dressed in white, this sense of authenticity and innocence in her inquisitiveness, I feel, and you're both merging that together, that creativity, that passion, and that authenticity, and moving forward now with a decision. So this is your partner's energy, so your partner's coming to understandings on a decision regarding love. This is quite fast. They are approaching you quite fast. This is a card of forward movement. This is also a card of the arrows of love. So you see here, this is the Eight of Wands in your partner's energy. So this is saying that they feel penetrated by you, they feel intense passion for you, and they feel this urge to move forward with you now. And they're willing to adapt and to change where they are going, where they are headed, in order to align with where you are going and where you are headed, Pisces. Because they want to share this love with you. They want a mutual love. And there's not a sense of separation here. There's a sense of coming together, a sense of cooperation on your partner's side regarding love. Let's keep going. Pisces. Beautiful. The next card in your partner's energy is the Six of Pentacles. This man, he holds a scale in one hand and he gives to those that are in need in the other hand. This represents your partner understanding the trials and tribulations of others. Your partner is understanding how to create balance and how to create fairness in their life here, and they're understanding the trials and tribulations of others with a level of emotional empathy that feels like a duty to them. So this is about the giving and receiving that feels dutiful, that relates to morals and values. And if we're approaching this relationship, we're analysing the way that your partner is approaching this relationship, this is from a higher perspective here, that they want a mutual connection with you. They want a connection that aligns with their morals and values, and this is someone here that is keeping their promises to you and behaving in a way that has quite a lot of integrity here. And I feel this is mirroring what I felt in your energy as well, Pisces. But they look at you and they're seeing someone that they want to be with long term. They're seeing someone that's evolving into an empress, and they want to meet you there. They want to meet your expectations and the moral standards, the morals and the ethical viewpoints that you have, and be able to be that person for you, that responsible energy. The next card is the Queen of Swords. So yes, they are trying to meet your energy here. This is an intelligent lady, the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is someone that holds a sword of truth and they make decisions that are the best for everyone. They're the best for the collective energy here. So they're looking at your perspective, they're looking at theirs, and they're meeting you in the middle. The Queen of Swords is someone that, see, they rule over a kingdom, and those within their kingdom can approach them for advice. They're more of someone that gives advice, because the Queen of Swords has gone through such situations, such struggles and challenges, that there's not much that she hasn't been through, that she hasn't experienced, and through those experiences she is then able to share her knowledge, share the depth that she has with those around her. And when they come to her for advice, they feel as though she somewhat understands them on a deeper level than most. So this could be the way that they're viewing you, Pisces. They're viewing you as someone that truly understands them. They're seeing that relatability in the relationship. Or this could also be the way they want to come to you. They want to come to you with an open mind, with an open perspective and understanding, because they've been through many challenges, and perhaps they feel like you have been through many challenges, Pisces, and they're trying to... This is very much an energy of equilibrium, of an energy of wanting to feel a mutual sense of companionship here, especially with the Two of Cups here. But the Swords energy, they're approaching you from an intellectual viewpoint. They're trying to meet you there. They could be taking a step back at this time, but then with that step back they then move forward quite intensely, and knowing exactly what they need to do next, the steps they need to take here with that Two of Cups. But they're following their heart. They're making a decision that is based on love. This is a decision based on the way they're feeling. So they're not following their head, they're following their heart. But then once they do, they're using their intellectual knowledge to then pursue you in the right way, in a way that's going to be able to show you that they are the partner that is going to be able to support you when in times where you need them the most. Just as this Six of Pentacles, with the energy here of understanding the trials and tribulations of others and creating balance, creating fairness, and seeing that as a duty. So last card please, in your partner's energy, their current situation regarding love. The last card for your partner, Pisces, is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is quite similar to the Six of Pentacles, as this is... Let me show you quickly actually, Pisces. So you see in this card, there's a sense of giving and receiving. They both look quite similar in that regard. The Six of Pentacles is a card of giving with the duty of giving. This is about the morals of giving. This is about the fairness, the equality. This is about your values. And here the partner... this is it referring to your partner. And now we have the Six of Cups. This is about your partner also wanting a mutual sense of love here. So not just a dutiful sense of love to have that emotional intelligence, but also here the wholesome love. And I will expand now on the Six of Cups. There's a sense of a stable emotional foundation here. These individuals, they look at each other, and one is acknowledging the relief in receiving, and one is feeling a sense of wholeness in giving and the support, feeling supportive. And this is about that stable, building that stable emotional foundation, and also having that and being able to give without incentive, being able to give without duty, but just knowing inherently that that is coming from their heart. So here, this can be both ways. They're somewhat seeing where they stand within that dynamic of share, of wholesome love, of giving and receiving love, and moving forward here and building those cups, building those feelings. So I feel like here their feelings are growing for you, Pisces, and they're acknowledging here that they feel as though they've known you for their entire lives. They feel as though there is this deep sense of history with you, and that's a big part for them. They may be reminiscing at this time or looking into the future at where this relationship could go, but that feeling remains, that feeling is there. And wow, this is a very harmonious perspective in your partner's energy. The Two of Cups here, the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Cups, the Queen of Swords represents justice. So your partner is someone that you can trust here. This is in their energy, and I think that's what they want to show to you. That's really the way they're feeling at this time. This is, and you, Pisces, you're embodying this Empress energy. So, and fertile here, I feel, with the moon as well. And when I described the Death card, I think one of the words that came to my mind that my guides were showing me was rebirth. So fertile energy, the energy of creation and the energy of reciprocation here. So we have looked at your current situation regarding love and your partner's current situation regarding love. We're now going to move forward on to how they perceive you and how you perceive them. This is their current situation, and this is their perception of you. How does your partner perceive you, Pisces? Pisces partner. Pisces partner. Pisces partner. The Knights of Swords. The Knights always move forward with an intention. So this is forward movement here. So they're seeing you taking actions with the sword energy. That's air energy. So that's intellectual energy. That's honest and authentic energy. So they're seeing you move forward in a way that is quite authentic to who you are, but also here in intellectual. So they're seeing you as quite an intellectual. They're looking at this sword that you're holding, and they're seeing this as a sword of truth. Now, for some reason I'm getting that it's not so much usual for them to see this as trustworthy. They're not quite, they don't usually look upon this energy, whether that's, I feel like this is people in their lives moving towards them with the best intentions. Perhaps sometimes they question that energy and they question intentions, but here they're not doubting your intentions. They feel you're coming from a genuine place, but sometimes it's hard for them to feel that way. It's hard for them to trust energy, and they feel that's something within them that they're working on, but they're not quite there yet. But I feel this sense of, it's not so much surprise, because it feels quite they're at this time where they're thinking, I trust Pisces in their movements towards me, but they're also thinking, I usually don't trust people when they move towards me, and that's kind of a second thought in their mind when they see this sword, that they usually don't. But I'm feeling that sense of knowing that that's something they have to work on, and that they're glad they're approaching it, but they're also sad at the same time that they feel that way, that they feel that they could ever doubt the way you're moving towards them. So quite conflicting energy here, but I feel they're coming with the best intentions, that they're perceiving you with the best intentions here. Pisces partner, how... Okay, the next card. The next card for how they perceive you, Pisces, is the King of Cups. The King of Cups, this is an emotionally intelligent energy. The King of Cups, they are on this throne and they're surrounded by these waters that are quite deep and could be quite overwhelming, but somehow the King of Cups sits on his throne and he stays within this energy, and he is able to remain strong within this deep emotion that he holds, and he's able to stay strong because he is such an emotionally intelligent individual. So through that he's able to even, you see, dip his toes in this water here, and he does look upon his kingdom with a sense of deeper understanding, but also respect, not only for those around him but for himself. So there's a certain level of grace in this card as the King of Cups holds this cup and looks over his kingdom. And the King of Cups, he is a sharing king. So he's not just the kind of person that builds his own kingdom. He is the person that also helps others build their kingdom. So they feel you could be quite a giving individual, but also emotionally empathic and understanding. How do they perceive you, Pisces? Beautiful. The next card is the Ace of Cups. They see you as presenting a cup of unconditional love. This cup is overflowing and creating streams below, so there's substance to the love that you give them, and I'm imagining here the depth of this love, the deep waters below, and how this is flowing outwards. And this hand is white, so this is pure, this is genuine, this is you following your heart and your heart going in the right direction. It almost feels mystical to them. I'm noticing how this hand extends itself from a cloud, so your hand to them is coming out of a place that feels quite surreal, quite ideal, and the way the water's flowing, the hand remains untouched by the stream, the overflowing love, and it's as though through any experience that you go through in life, you still have this energy about you that feels quite sincere, quite authentic, and your emotions though they are deep, you observe them in a way, and you move with them, you move with the flow, and you don't let that depth of your heart overwhelm you. You more so allow yourself to feel those emotions and convey them in a way that feels quite genuine to them. So beautiful energy, and this does in a way relate to the last card, because if we see the King of Cups and that stream as he sits on his throne, we have the same stream here. So this is conveying you as someone that is extremely intelligent emotionally, and you're presenting yourself, you're communicating with them here with this Knight of Swords, which is it's intellectual, it's the mind, so it's logical. So there is a blend here of the two, but they feel your intentions with them are quite they're quite knowledgeable, they're quite wise, but you still have this big heart. So beautiful so far. The Ace of Swords. We have two aces now, because the Ace of Swords just came out. The Ace of Swords, this is you moving forward with them, and if we look back on the Knight of Swords, the Ace of Swords is quite similar, where you're presenting yourself in a way that feels quite trustworthy, that feels quite okay. I'm feeling here more a big idea. So this usually would convey you moving forward with knowledge and understanding, which we have seen already. I feel like that's appeared, and I feel like this Ace of Swords has come through to say they either have a big idea that they are perceiving through you, or you are coming to them presenting yourself with a big idea, with a big decision, and they're having an awakening about this, they're having some realizations about this, and they feel this is going to be victorious, because we do have the crown on top of this Ace of Swords, but this is the beginnings. But this could also mean that this love, the approach that they are having is fresh. So this may be some sort of fresh perspective that they are gaining over the relationship, because I'm feeling here a sense of longevity, a sense of depth to this relationship. So this doesn't feel like a new relationship. This feels like a relationship, especially with the Empress, that's been growing over time. And if this is a new relationship, then it feels as though you're already connected. It feels as though you've already been building this foundation, but with a fresh, there is a fresh perspective here. And your partner is the Two of Cups energy. They're looking to have more of a mutual love, a mutual energy, where you're making decisions together as a couple that benefit you both emotionally. So there's a real focus here on the emotions for your partner. The next card, please. The last card for how they perceive you, Pisces. How do they perceive you? As you could be, with this Hermit card, you could be taking a step back at this time. You may be going through a period of reflection. The Hermit is someone that they're very wise, and they go within themselves through a period of introspection, not because they need answers, but because not because they have these answered questions in their mind. They have everything they need. They have all of the resources, the mental capacity to move forward in this situation. But it's about tying up those loose ends and making the next step to close that cycle and to move forward. So I feel like here you've already had the realizations, Pisces. This is what that's saying, but it's more so you're trying to assess the next steps you're going to take and how, following those steps here, you see how this Hermit is following this star, following this guiding light. So you're trying to think of what path to take that is going to be align with your hopes, align with the dreams that you have and the purpose here that you want to fulfill in this lifetime. So you're trying to assess some big questions here, and you have all the information at hand, but you're not quite ready to come out of that Hermit energy and to step onto a set path. You're more reserved with that at the moment, at this moment in time. But I feel like here you are moving forward quite slowly, quite inquisitively with that Knight of Swords still. So it's more so that they feel like you're within yourself. You're within yourself at this time. How do you perceive them? The Nine of Swords is the first card for how you perceive your partner. Okay, I'm just taking a moment to really analyze the energy. You feel as though they are worrying about some of the decisions they have made in their journey, but they're coming to the end of this cycle and they're almost ready to move forward, because the 9 is the end, and then it goes to the 10, and then the 10 is it's you then moving forward and evolving and starting a new cycle and coming to a completion. So the 10 is the closure. So they don't quite have closure, but at the moment they may be in their heads overthinking or letting go of this energy. So it could be it could feel almost a midpoint between the two, where they may be feeling a little bit stressed out, but at the same time ready to move forward, ready to transition. And I feel here they're ready to let go of some of these swords and they're approaching them, and you're quite understanding at this time of this energy. And if they aren't showing this to you, if they aren't revealing this 9 of Swords energy to you, you feel it. There's something within you that's telling you that that there's something affecting them inside, because the Nine of Swords, this is internal. The swords are about the air energy. So this is in their mind. This is also, it can be intellectual pursuits. So it can be relating to the way they've perceived certain actions that you've had. Perhaps they haven't quite perceived in the right way, perhaps, and you're letting go of that now, and you're both moving forward and you're clarifying that with one another. And it could be now that you're both acknowledging some of the challenges that you've both faced and how you've been able to now reach the end of this cycle and start a new cycle. So I wouldn't worry too much about this card, Pisces. Well, that's you are worried, inevitably, but in a way it feels quite harmonious. It feels like you're transitioning. So I feel you're both quite relieved about that you're making a transition now. Because we do have the Death card as your current situation regarding love. So I see that there is an end to a cycle. How do you perceive your partner? The Hierophant. This is a very close bond that you share together. This is a marriage card. This represents the promises that you make, the vows that you make during marriage, and in a way that represents commitments that are long term, that are not just bound by the connection that you share, but a higher faith, a higher purpose. And being able to stay together through every and any situation willingly, with strong emotions, strong faith for the future, and seeing that future and seeing that long term, and knowing that this person, so you perceive this person as someone that you can be with for the rest of your life, and you have faith that you will be with for the rest of your life. This is a major arcana, so you feel they keep their promises, Pisces. You feel they're going to stand by you, and maybe with this Nine of Swords, you understand at times when they may not be able to convey themselves properly, but you know that that's because they're going through a Nine of Swords energy. They have to release those swords. So cooperation, I feel the cooperation, your partner's energy right now in their current situation is very much about cooperation and love. And we have the Six of Cups and the Six of Pentacles with the Two of Cups. So I feel here that's coming through in your perception of them with the Hierophant. How do you perceive them, Pisces? The Five of Cups. So you feel they may have made some decisions that may have impacted them in a way that had adverse effects, but there are two cups behind them. But you feel at this time that they may be feeling isolated and withdrawn, but they're focusing on these spilt cups, they're focusing on situations that perhaps, when you think of spilt cups, you think of an accident. So perhaps you're feeling as though the situations that have upset them, the decisions they've made that have somewhat not gone to plan, really. Actually, they're being quite, they're taking it all on and putting it all on themselves. And you see this person, they're alone, they're covered in black, and you feel here that if they turn around, there is this Two of Cups. So, and this represents their energy, it's cooperation. So you understand that they've always had the best intention, and they wouldn't ever make a decision with the intention to hurt you in such a way, or to create any I feel with this energy, it's create any harm in their life, because these accidents, these are spilled, these aren't. Yeah, I feel here you see the genuine behaviour of your partner, and you know that you'll be there when they turn around. And this could be, again, because we have the cups and the swords here, this could be again internal, so you could be sensing this. You could be sensing this, especially with the Hierophant, because the Hierophant is about faith. So that's having that feeling, having that connection, sensing that from them. Let's keep going. They see you as coming to them with unconditional love, and you are the Empress. The Empress does embody unconditional love. Pisces, wow, this is, well, your partner must be going through quite a lot, because you're feeling this, aren't you? We have I just saw 1111, just to let you know, the 10 of Swords. So this is the end of this cycle. These swords will be coming out now. This is the highest level of suffering that they can come to, this mental anguish, should I say, because this is the swords that they could go through. And you know now that they've completed this cycle. Perhaps they're gaining closure one by one on some of these swords as they're coming out, and you're there by their side as they release this energy. You're there with them as they close this cycle and let go of these swords, and this is happening quite naturally. I feel this is something that they're not forcing, this is just part of the process, and you're both seeing this as a process that you both have to go through, and you're supporting each other through these core wounds that you may, I feel here this is your partner may have some core wounds, and you're there by their side, acknowledging the core wounds that your partner has, and this is healing from, this is not so much healing as it is about closure, I would say. But then I feel with all the unconditional love on your side, there is some healing happening. So perhaps you're approaching quite sensitive situations with your partner at this time, and you feel you're both ready to approach those situations, and through that approach you're able to let go of some of these swords. We have the 9 and the 10, so a cycle. You may have been a force here that provided the emotional stability for your partner to approach some hardships, perhaps some real situations that they may have burrowed within them for quite a while. So, and at the bottom of the deck we do have the Emperor, and the Emperor finds it hard to approach these emotions, and I feel here they're all coming out. You're seeing them, so you're seeing through them, you're seeing within them, and you're able to really understand what's going on inside of this Emperor, what's going on inside of this. This is a Divine Masculine card for the Empress. This is the father of the deck, and the Empress is the mother of the deck. So here we do have the divine pair coming out during this as well, during this. So I feel here this is a spiritual bond, a knowing, how do you perceive your partner? How do you perceive your partner? Pisces, Pisces. And now we do have the Tower. The Tower, this is an unstable foundation coming down in order to make way for a stable foundation. So this is the rebuilding of a foundation. This tower before was unsustainable. You see, there's storms, there's turbulence, and we've been seeing that these emotions, I feel like this is relating more to emotions. There's somewhat an instability, and you've both, through this unconditional love, through this bond, through the depth of this connection, been able to really transform this foundation and let this go down. So really this comes down because there's no room for this anymore. These old ideologies, these old ways of thinking. Now it's time to let this fall down, let this tower happen, so that you can transform this energy and rebuild from the ground up and build something so much more prominent and strong. And this is saying that the universe has spoken, and this time in your life is coming to a transition, a big transition, and through this you're coming to some realizations, you're both coming to this enlightenment, and you're going to progress now in another direction that's going to be a lot more sustainable. So beautiful energy here as the last card. This is both of you here making big transitions in your lives. You're moving forward to calmer waters, more harmonious, more stable. And the Emperor is the stable foundation. The Emperor is the father of the deck, and we did see that earlier, approaching this cycle, the close to this cycle. The future of this relationship for Pisces and their partner. The future of this relationship. The Knight of Cups. This is a movement forward, as the Knights do show an intention and an intention with a journey. and this is movement forward that's not too fast, not too slow. This is just right. This is a steady flow of energy, and this is a cup of love. So you're both extending this cup of love, following your hearts and moving in a way that's going to represent your feelings for one another. And the Two of Cups energy that we saw at the beginning, and your partner's energy mixed with the Empress, the unconditional Empress that you are embodying at this time, Pisces. I feel there is harmony, there's a certain level of respect to this card as well. As you see, this person sits firm, they're quite genuine and authentic in their approach, and this is about also moderation. So this doesn't feel too intense, this feels just right, and it feels as though this is what's meant to happen. It feels very natural, and I feel like that is the flow. It's this natural flow that you're both moving towards. And that's because you feel a sense of history. You feel as though you've known this person for your entire life, and you just have that inherent trust for them, and as do they with you. You both stand out to each other, but it just feels so natural at the same time. So there's something quite special about this relationship you're both acknowledging, but you just both know as well that this is meant to happen. This is the natural way that we're supposed to progress, and moving forward in that dynamic quite easily here. This is accepting of everything. You're both of all of these cards. It's as though both of you approach each and every card and the vibration that each card holds with a certain level of closure and acceptance. And that's because you have this urge to move forward. You have this knowing that there's a greater journey ahead for both of you, because here we do have the Eight of Cups. The Eight of Cups is about a foundation already built. So you see these emotions, they've already built, and this was fulfilling at the time, but now you're ready to take bigger steps towards the Ten of Cups. So we're at the 8 here, and this person, they're ready to walk up that mountain and reach the Ten of Cups, reach the highest level of emotional commitment and fulfillment here. And these cups could represent that tower. You know, there's something that doesn't seem quite symmetrical, and here these could, in a way, there's something missing, but they were still fulfilling, but there's something missing here, and going towards, again, to reach the completion, to reach the full level of commitment. The Justice card is the next card, so this could be making promises to one another that are quite dutiful, aligning your morals and values with one another, holding that sword of truth in one hand with those big ideas, that intellectual communication, with the balance here of those scales. So you're pursuing balance in this relationship, but you're also making sure that you are in this stable commitment, and you're fulfilling a stable commitment and you're staying true to each other. We do have the Hierophant and the Justice card, so this is definitely about having faith in those vows that you're making. But it's almost as though you know this, it's as though you've already seen this, Pisces. Both of you have had this expectation in place, and you're following this, you're making those steps quite naturally. Next card please for the future of this relationship for Pisces and their partner. The King of Pentacles. You're planning for the years to come. You feel that this is going to be quite a long-term relationship because the Pentacles are about what is long-term. This is about the foundation already being quite strong, so this is the future. You see there is abundance in this card, and the way that you're both embodying the King of Pentacles energy. The King of Pentacles is someone that people enjoy working for, so this can be a leadership role, and people enjoy working for the King of Pentacles because they respect the King of Pentacles, they look up to him, and they feel there's quite a lot of substance to what he does, and they believe in him. So he's able to not only lead them but gain their respect. So this is the way that you are looking at each other and looking to move forward in this relationship, and the plans that you're making are with this energy in mind of being able to be responsible and reliable and convey a message that, you know, isn't just bound to the work that you're doing, the work that you're putting into this relationship, but this does show that you're both willing to put in all of that work to this relationship. This is also about having a sense of integrity and pride in the work that you do and the contributions you make to this relationship and the promises that you keep. So this is this feels quite successful. You're facing a lot of tower moments, and you're overcoming those moments, and you're taking the lessons and moving forward. And this is providing your relationship here with more substance, with that Justice card and that King of Pentacles. You're coming to some real understandings, you're seeing things clearly, and at first it was hard. There was a lot of overthinking on your side with this Moon card, but now you're ready to embody that Empress energy that you already are, but just being able to really feel that energy and move forward in that energy. The last card for the future of this relationship is the Wheel of Fortune. This is my Divine Timing card, and this is a change. This is the cycle now closing. So you see the 10 at the top of this card. This is the Major Arcana, which represents the 10, which represents the end of a cycle. So now, as this cycle closes and this wheel turns and you both move forward in this energy, you're just acknowledging all of the ways that all of the events and circumstances, the energies that led up to the close of this cycle. So all of these cards, these previous cards now, you're acknowledging that energy, and you're moving forward and you're progressing and you're both feeling that this was meant to happen this way with this Wheel of Fortune, and you're learning so much from this experience that you have this newfound closure and newfound acceptance, and also a faith for the journey ahead and the cycle that is about to begin, that's going to be different and evolving you in an entirely new way. And you feel so ready for this. It's almost as though you already felt ready for this, but now you're in that, you're about to make that step and take that leap of faith, and that in itself is, it's as though you feel like this is the right time. You feel as though you had to learn those lessons, you had to go through those cycles, you had to make absolute sure that you had mastered the energy of these previous cycles in order for you to move forward, because that's the way you feel, Pisces. You just feel as though you have to experience everything to the highest level, to the highest extent, to get the most clarity before you make these big decisions. And this is both of you making that quite naturally here in divine timing. So that is the last card. That's beautiful. We have been talking about this transition, and now we close on the Wheel of Fortune, which is that happening, that wheel turning. So this is beautiful. I would say now, hopefully we have a poem that can represent this energy, perhaps give you some clarity in your movements forward for both of you. For those of you that are new, I have written a poem for every card in this deck. So the next card I pull, I'm going to take a step back. I'm going to allow your intuition to guide you. This is the part of the reading where I allow your intuition to fully take over. And I'm going to read you the poem that I've written that represents that card, and you can then assess that energy and use that in your movements forward. The poem that the Divine has chosen for you, Pisces, is the Knight of Pentacles. The Knight of Pentacles is the most reliable knight. If the Queen needs a journey to be completed successfully, then she will call upon the Knight of Pentacles, because she knows that the Knight of Pentacles will only make a move when this knight feels they are going to be absolutely successful. And they are there for the long term, and they ensure success, they ensure a safe and reliable journey. So that's the energy, but really we would like to analyse the poem. So I'm going to read this to you now, Pisces, the Knight of Pentacles. And the Knight of Pentacles is on page 20 in my book, and right next to the Empress, which is another poem which I have felt this Empress energy on your side, Pisces, quite strongly throughout this reading. But I will now read the Knight of Pentacles, and the number 2, because 20 breaks down to a 2, is about decisions. And it's clear here that you're making some big transitional decisions in your relationship at this time. So this is your poem, Pisces, and I'm going to read this to you now. They move forward step by step with a plan that is of great depth. Responsibility and value is their vision into protective and mature decisions. This journey has a strong purpose, one that they must always follow, serious about long-term interest, to be wise and create tomorrow. Wow, that really does reflect this reading, Pisces. So that is your poem. I'm going to just have a look at the words that stand out for me to see if I can help you a little bit more. Serious about long-term interest, protective and mature decisions, responsibility and value, step by step. And this is, for those of you that would like to take note, this is the poem for you. You could pause the video and write this poem down and really solidify that energy if you feel that is necessary, if you feel quite drawn to this energy. But really use your intuition to guide you, Pisces. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing your journey with me, Pisces. This is your energy and I am just the messenger. For those of you that are joining me now for the extended, that link will be in the description, and that is a direct download immediately. We will be looking at the future of this relationship in more detail. I think I'm feeling here the need to draw 5 more cards for the future of this relationship and also clarify a couple of the cards. I'm thinking of clarifying the Wheel of Fortune and clarifying the Empress and the Tower. So that should be quite beautiful, I feel, because this reading has been very beautiful, Pisces, and I'm sending you all of my love and all of my light in your movements forward in this relationship.